Kelly was shocked when Alex pushed her away. She looked at him, and for a moment, and her heart just felt empty. This was her first kiss. She had imagined it countless times and had never imagined it would be like this. And this was the first time in her life that she had ever been rejected. Everyone watching was in shock. Most of them stood with their mouths open. One of them had had his mouth open ever since Kelly first started kissing Alex. At this moment, a sliver of drool slipped from the corner of his mouth, and he finally came back to his senses. A man with a ponytail turned to someone beside him and asked, "Did Kelly just kiss him?" His friend just shook his head dumbly. Although they looked calm on the outside, all the men in the group were brokenhearted. How could this woman that they worshipped want to kiss? All the men looked in disgust at Alex, who was staring at Kelly resentfully. They ground their teeth as if they wanted to eat him alive. He's just been kissed by a goddess, they thought. This egg should be overjoyed, but he has a look of disdain on his face. He's clearly just showing off to everyone. They thought Alex was trying to say, "Look at all you sad losers. You've been trying to seduce this beautiful woman for such a long time, and she's barely giving you the time of day. And now your goddess has kissed me, and I don't care. Your goddess is just a plaything to me, and you still have the audacity to call me. You're the real loser." "You've got a nerve," one of the guys called out. Another joined in. "Yeah, you think you're too good for Kelly, right? How dare you push her away? Kelly kissed you because she likes you, and you had the nerve to push her away. How could you?" another said. Several of the men tried to pick a fight with Alex, but Kelly stood in front of him and asked, "What are you guys doing?" The man at the front pointed at Alex. Confused, he asked her, "Kelly, he can't treat you like this. Why are you still protecting him?" "Never mind what he did. It's between us. It has nothing to do with you," Kelly replied as she stared at the man. She understood why Alex had pushed her away. He must have thought of his girlfriend and felt guilty for kissing her. This proved that he was a good man. Although he had rejected her in front of everyone, she didn't care because she could tell that he was a man worthy of her pursuit. Kelly's words rendered the others speechless. They looked at her and then at Alex dumbly. They wanted to beat him up, but they had no justification. Kelly didn't seem to care that he had rejected her, so what could they say? They could only stare. Some of them were starting to admire Alex, and they wanted to know what he had done to make Kelly so determined to protect him. Just then, loud applause rang out, and they all heard a strident voice saying, "You're my cousin, all right. You're nothing like the other women." Everyone looked toward the villa and saw a tall, handsome man walk out. He was bare-chested and wore a pair of flowered shorts. He had his arm around the waist of a tall, beautiful woman. The man was Kelly's cousin, Simon, and this party was to celebrate his 20th birthday. After walking into the garden, the beautiful woman smiled cheerfully at the man and said softly, "Simon, I'll leave now." She kissed Simon on the cheek and walked out through the gate. One of his friends shouted to him. Another said, "Simon, that woman was gorgeous. Where'd she come from? Give me her number." A few boys crowded around Simon, but he ignored them. He looked toward Kelly and walked up to her with a smile on his face. "Kelly, you look beautiful as always." There was a hint of desire in his eyes, and he only reined in his lust when he saw Kelly turn her face away in disgust. "So, who is the man that captivated my cousin so much?" Simon turned his gaze toward Alex. He first uttered an "oh" in surprise, and then sized him up with a faint smile. He couldn't help but let out a "wow." "Kelly, your judgment is improving. You seem to have found yourself the perfect boyfriend," he said to his cousin with a naughty smile. Simon's friends heard his sarcasm, and some of them joined in. One called out, "Truly outrageous. By the way, Henry Moore will be here soon. Henry's in love with Kelly, and when he sees that it's Kelly's boyfriend, we won't be able to hold him back," another reminded everyone. You're right, Henry's temper is terrible. The kid's in big trouble. Kelly chuckled softly. She glanced at the others and said, I'm afraid Henry can't come. He's lying in the hospital right now. She knew that Henry had been hurt quite badly when Alex hit him with the car. When they heard what Kelly said, no one could believe it. Simon, Henry's coming tonight, isn't he? Someone asked Simon. He was really good friends with Henry, and everyone else in their group looked up to the pair of them. He must know what was happening with Harry. He can't come, Simon said lightly. A few days ago, he was hit by a car driven by a young lunatic. He was injured quite badly, and he's still lying in the hospital. The others were shocked. Who would dare hit Henry with his car? Everyone knew that Henry had a lot of connections and was well respected in society. One friend asked, Holy shit, Simon, do you know who did it? Daring to bump into Henry, he must have a death wish, right? Another said. Let's see if Henry needs help, suggested another. Simon replied to his friends, It's okay. While Henry's been in the hospital, he's already found someone to investigate the incident for him and find out who did it. When he finds out who it was, he'll definitely let us all know. Simon then turned his gaze to Alex and smiled lightly, saying, So, you want to pick up my cousin? Well, you should think carefully about what you're doing. Personally, I suggest that you stay well away from her. Otherwise, I'd like to think about what'll happen to you when Henry leaves the hospital. Have you finished? Kelly pushed Simon away and looked at him in disgust. She was tempted to tell this group of people that Alex was the one who knocked Henry down, but she knew that she couldn't. All right, I won't say any more. Simon raised his hand in front of Kelly to show that he was backing down, but he was still staring at Alex with a hint of ridicule. Just then, Simon's phone rang. He answered it, saying, Darling, you're at the door, right? Great. I'll come and find you right now. After ending the call, he proudly said to his friends, Everyone carry on having fun without me. I'm going to go pick up my girlfriend. A young man said wistfully, Simon's girlfriend, Shirley's so beautiful. She looks like Megan Fox. Can't wait to see her again. I've been with her so long that I'm already bored by her, Simon said in disdain. Damn, a beauty like Megan Fox and you're bored with her? How awesome. Why shouldn't I get bored with her? Wait till you guys find a girlfriend like that and you'll know what I mean, Simon said, enjoying everyone's admiration. Simon was very proud of himself as he looked at his friends. They were all in awe of him. He said, You'll see, my new girl's even more gorgeous. Anyway, I'm done talking to you guys. I'm gonna go meet my baby. Then he turned around and walked out. Everyone was intrigued. Is someone more gorgeous than Megan Fox? She must be incredible. A few minutes later, Simon walked over, talking and laughing with the beautiful woman on his arm. Everyone looked toward them, keen to see his new girlfriend. The girl beside Simon was wearing a light blue, knee-length dress that showed off her shapely legs. She had beautiful, shiny hair and a very pretty face. Although she wasn't as beautiful as Simon had boasted, she was still very attractive, and his friends were jealous. But when Alex saw her, his heart tightened. It was Cathy. His hands clenched into fists. Kelly noticed that something was wrong with Alex and asked him with concern, "Are you okay?" Alex replied quietly, "I'm fine." Simon and Cathy walked into the garden holding each other's hands. Cathy didn't notice that Alex was standing at the back of the crowd. One of his friends said, "Simon, your new girlfriend's so beautiful." "Nice to meet you," another said to Cathy. Cathy looked proudly at Simon's friends and gave them a brilliant smile. Simon introduced Cathy as he slid his hand onto her butt. "These are my good friends. Why isn't Henry here?" Cathy asked. She had been with Simon for more than 10 days, and in that time she had met Henry. "My cousin told us that he's been hit by a car and now he's lying in the hospital." When Simon spoke, he was very close to Cathy. His eyes were fixed on her lips, and she felt excited. "Really? Is your cousin here?" Cathy knew Simon's family was rich, so she wanted to meet them and make a good impression as soon as possible. "Kelly, come meet Cathy," Simon said to his cousin. "Kelly." Cathy followed Simon's gaze and looked over. The smile on her face froze when she saw Alex, who was standing beside her. Lately, Cathy had not been at class at all. This was the first time she'd seen Alex. She became very agitated. "Darling, what's the matter?" Simon saw that Cathy's eyes were focused on Alex's face, so he smiled and said, "Oh, you're upset that we have such a party, right? I didn't invite him. I know he looks terrible, but apparently he's my cousin's boyfriend." What do you think? Cathy's heart was racing. She started to become filled with hatred and resentment toward Alex. Until recently, she had believed that Alex was still in love with her and would always be waiting for her. But he'd already betrayed her when he started seeing Debbie, and now he was having another affair with yet another woman. Cathy felt that Alex was betraying her again. "I need to go to the washroom first." Cathy smiled sweetly to Simon, stood up and walked into the villa. When she turned around, her expression was mean.
Hey, amazing viewers! It's Alex here. Thanks for sticking with us. By the time of the release of this video, only 5% of our viewers have joined the party by subscribing, and 95% of you might miss out on our next mind-blowing video. So, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and join the exclusive club.